I'm 99% sure that all of you once had a friend that when you ask, "So, what's your passion?" they answer with, um, to be honest, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rufaidah Barrah Ahmadi from SMA Laboratorium Percontohan UPI, and welcome to the era that is filled with uncertainty. Now, passion is a big word. In the Cambridge Dictionary itself, passion is described as an extreme interest in doing something, such as a hobby, activity, etc. Let's underline the word extreme here. An extreme interest. Gosh, no wonder people get confused when someone asks what their passion is, because not everyone knows who they are. But believe me when I say, everyone has something that they enjoy. It doesn't always have to be something academic. It can be anything such as art, sport, language, culture, anything. And when this activity or hobby becomes something that you do regularly, you slowly become good at it. And when you're good at something, you wouldn't just let it go to waste, would you? No, you would want it to become something that you could do frequently, maybe even forever. This is what we call turning passion into reality. But how do we turn our passion into reality? Well, you need to know what your passion is. Because if you don't know what your passion is, what are we supposed to turn into reality? It's not like we can take nothing and suddenly it turns into some kind of reality. No, that's absurd. So you need to know what your passion is first. But what if I really don't know what I'm passionate about? How can I start finding what my passion is? Well, you can start by listing the activities that you enjoy. Then, you can start doing these activities more frequently. Give it about a few months or so. By then, you will know which one you are passionate about. So now that you know what your passion is, the next step is to turn it into reality. We can use our imagination to think of all of the numerous possibilities that we can do with our passion. Now, some people would probably be like, why would I need imagination to help me turn my passion into reality? You see, imagination is actually one of the key factors that we need. Do you remember back when you were kids, you would imagine of things that at that time you thought you could do? This mentality is what we need, because when we are passionate about something, we tend to have a vision of what we can do with this passion. This vision is created by our imagination. In order for this vision to become a reality, we would need creativity and action to support this vision. You may remember learning about this in your history classes, or if you're enthusiastic about history like I am, you've probably already heard about the history of aviation. The history of aviation dates back to the 9th century, when a polymath known as Abbas ibn Firnas dreamt about flying in the air. Abbas was intrigued when he saw Arman Firman was jumping off of the Qurtuba Mosque as an attraction. When he jumped, he was wearing a wing-like contraption made out of wood that made it so that Arman only experienced a few minor injuries. This incident made Abbas curious, and so for the next few years of his life, Abbas made many wing-like contraptions that soon became the root of aviation. Now, people back in the day probably thought of him as crazy. I mean, who wouldn't? But this crazy idea evolved with time and soon became one of man's greatest creations. So, there's no need for us to be uncertain about what our passion is. There are millions of possibilities in the world. Everyone has something that they enjoy. Everyone has something that they are passionate about. It's just a matter of whether they found it or not. But once you've found your passion, turning it into reality won't be so hard, because as long as you have spirit and dedication, your spirit and passion will not die down. My name is Rufaida, and may your passion become a reality.